washer for the nut. And that's the nut. Okay, there's the screw. Okay, now for probably the easiest mod of them all, it's just adding that ball detent to the handle here. So I'm just going to drill and tap this for a 3/8 16, and then I have the little ball detent from McMaster. And that's as easy as it gets, really. This one's already done, and what I do is I'll put a nut on the end of this, and you know, if that's could get removed as well if that's stuck out past where I wanted it, because that's really where the ball is going to go, if you can see in there. So it'll stick out about a 1/2 inch, so I could easily just machine that off. These are easy enough to adjust, and then you lock it in with a lock nut, and once you get the detent where you want it. Okay, here at the roll-in saw, so I made this back fence a while ago, and I absolutely love it. So it's an analog scale, but you know, it cuts right on the money. So I want this at 8 1/16 because this is going to be 8 inches, so I can take a 32nd off of both sides, and then I'll be fine. So get an aluminum block there, bring the vise in, and that's it. I'm going to run this. This is at A2, so we'll see how it does. Yeah, it's running pretty slow. That's all there is to it. Okay, so this is the handle for the ball. So I have bored that for 500 thousandths. This is 17/32, so I'm going to turn this down about the same step. This is an 1/8 inch. I'll go like 124 on this, so it sucks up against this face and not in the actual bore. So this I already faced off. I measured it, and I just need to take off a very small number here just to get it. I want them both the same. So this is I cut these on the scrolling saw, a 64th over. Oh, sorry, 16th over. And that's just pretty safe then. So I face one end and I just have a little over 30 seconds to take off. That's it. I'm gonna come in and just break this edge. About 3/4 of an inch, so I'll have at least a 1/2 inch of thread. So here on the surface plate, I got the height gauge. I have 2 height gauges, a digital I leave with an indicator, and then this is an old school dual beam that I leave with this carbide scribe. So I'm going to scribe the center of this handle. So what I want to do is I'm going to just eyeball this here on the lathe. I'll probably go in with like a chamfer tool to depth, then follow up with a radius form tool. And this is just so I know where it's at. So I made these 8 inches. Let me flip it over as a sanity check. And yep, right on the money. So I got my 3/32 radius for 3/16 diameter for those ball detents for the handle, and this is how I adjust my tool. So I just come in here and kind of feel the height. So I had to set this up, and let's see here. This is on the center line of the spindle, and that feels pretty good. Okay, so I am ready now to install the handles, the ball handles on these A2 tool steel rods. So what I've done, and you've seen the video, is that I actually counterbored these balls and turned the shaft down enough for these to slip in, and it's a real close fit. So just instead of just relying on the set screw itself, and I figured, well, let's just put a shoulder on that. So I could have actually bored this to that 17/32, but you kind of figuring this out as you go sometimes. And I'm like, well, I think that's going to work. And I've built one of these before, and I'm pretty sure that's what I did. So the idea is that I'm going to Loctite these set screws in, and then I'll assemble it all together with the balls. And I do need to disassemble these vices, but the screws can stay intact. I don't need to take those apart. And I think that'd be fine. I thought about taking a little bit of meat out of this ball detent in the front here. It sticks out like a 16th. It's totally fine. I mean, I could even file that down or hit on the belt sander. So I'm going to put these together and we're going to call that good. Ready to do the assembly here. And what I have are these Paragon tube blocks. So I use these in fabrication. 1 3/8. That's the diameter of the ball. So I'm going to use those to hold on to those balls to tighten them up. And this is the first one, so we're going to see how it goes. So I got the Loctite in there. I've already set the this kind of set screws into this rod. So I'm just going to tighten these up. And I checked. We should be good. Actually, oh, that one goes really nice. One of these I think was a little tight. So that one is good. But if I can get these on here, and snug these up kind of on the center line. Okay, let's see, is that going to work? These are kind of be my wrenches here. And this one. Okay. See, I can't really see if it's turning in there. Actually, I think that's good. I think that's probably good enough, but so this will act, instead of a pair of pliers, I can actually even add probably more pressure to these blocks. And then I'll add one more here in the center if I can tighten that up. Okay, now I got to make sure I'm going the right way. I think that's good. So let's take a look and see if that worked or not. I think that one is definitely seated. That one could go just maybe a little bit more. So I got to figure out how to do that. But I think that'll work for this shot. All right, guys. So that concludes the Doyle ball detent ball handle addition modification. So pretty happy with how these came out. This is essentially identical to what I had on my Wilton vise. So tried and true. I was thinking about it originally. I was like, should I go with a 1-inch diameter or 1 3/8? And I'm very glad I went with a 1 3/8. It's just that little extra mass, and it's got a better feel in the hand. And you can see they just, with the thrust bearings in there and the extra mass of the balls, they open and close so nicely. So I measured it. It'll do about 2 inches if you get it right and spin that handle. This is a 5 TPI lead screw in here, so one rotation is 200,000. So it'll do 5 turns for 1 inch, 10 turns for 2 inch. So just a real nice feel to it. And when you're doing kind of production work, having this set up where you're just breaking the part loose, take it out, tightening it up, is really convenient. And then here's the ball detent there, just snaps right into place. And you want to put a little extra leverage on it, come up, pull the handle down. And the nice thing with these thrust bearings is that they release real easily. So I had not known about that until Jason's hardtail vise. I saw that at a trade show and really cranked down on it, and it just takes hardly any effort to break it loose. So super happy with that. Much better than just having this vise handle loose like this. Really awkward and uncomfortable, but now that it's in the center, it just makes for a really convenient setup. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I think the 3 top modifications to any bench vise is, first thing's copper jaws for me. That's coming next in part 3. Then it would be this ball detented handle with the 1 3/8 ball diameter. I also left this the same length, 8 inches. The overall I think is 10 1/4. And then you have the room in here to run those the thrust bearings and washers. So a little closer so you guys can see these in action. There's the groove I cut in there for the 3/16 ball diameter. And they take this a little more than a 32nd. So this is 17 32nd. I take this right past 1/2 inch, and you get about a 32nd indentation there. Or I guess it's probably a 64th per side. And it just works really nicely. So tighten that up. Pull it out, put some extra leverage on it, break it loose, go back into center, and it just locates. You know, you just don't have to really fight it or anything like that. And I just tighten this up just so it has minimal play. You can go tighter or looser, but this just seemed like it was a good fit